Okay, Neil Slauson here again. Um, I would like to do a brief demonstration of some of the introductory exercises, lessons, if you will, that Freddie had me do when I first went to him, way back in the spring of 1969. And it's not a flashy exercise. It's not a lot of, there's no speed or flash or it's not showy, but it is a very important illustrative exercise, and it will set up the hands properly for the stuff to come later. The exercises, the techniques, the concepts to come later. So basically, there were two parts to this exercise. He calls it the bounce one, and the second part is the bounce 1-2. What order you do these in is up to you, but they both pretty much set up the hands and the sticks, and getting the sticks and hands to move as a unit. And then the hands you're training the hands to play in sync with the sticks and in sync with the drum. All right, let's start with the bounce one. Basically, in this exercise, the grip, the pinch point, the index finger and the thumb are off the stick. Basically, it looks like a modified molar grip. If you look in the molar method, the old Civil War marching grip, Civil War days marching grip that the drummers used to signal the troops, they pretty much held the stick like this. They held it loosely against the groove of the palm of the hand, was the second, third, and fourth fingers. The first finger, the index finger, and the thumb is off the stick, but curved around the stick. The hand is relaxed. All right, the way he had me do it, and this is if memory serves me correctly, and it does, because I've practiced this so much over the years. I pretty much memorized it. Basically, I'm going to relax the wrist, let the hand and the stick drop to the pad, and bounce itself out. As I do that, the fingers will come away from the palm slightly. The stick is cradled and balanced between the three fingers and the palm, and it looks like this. And hopefully, you'll get multiple bounces. Now see, as I drop the hand and the stick, as I relax the wrist and just let the hand drop to the pad, fall to the pad, the fingers come slightly away from the palm. This allows the stick to bounce, rebound, in the hand. And as the stick falls forward and bounces itself out, I feel the weight more or less in the front of the stick. Then I simply turn the hand back up. And that's one complete bounce one. It's bounce, one, bounce, one, bounce, one. The hand and wrist, or the hand and stick I should say, will make a perfect turn up. Let the weight fall forward on the drop, the bounce, and then just squeeze the stick gently against the palm of the hand as you come up. That's a very important point. The hand does not stay open, the fingers do not stay away from the palm. They squeeze the stick back against the palm of the hand, the underside of the hand. At the same time, I'm making a perfect wrist turn up. And just repeating this over and over for a few minutes. Bounce, one, drop, and lift. And as you lift, I gently squeeze the stick or press the stick into the palm of the hand. So always when the stick is up in the starting position, the stick is slightly pressed inside the palm against this groove here formed by the fatty part of the thumb, the base of the thumb. That's the right hand. If you want to practice this traditional grip, and I haven't done this in a while, so bear with me. You do the exact same thing, however, you're doing it with the left hand. Try to keep the stick centered, the tip of the stick centered in the middle of the pad. I used to take a quarter. Freddie had me take a quarter and put the quarter in the middle of the pad and take a marking pen and trace around the quarter. And the idea, the aim was to always play the stick. Sorry about that, keep going. That's not part of the exercise, by the way. The idea was to always aim for the inside of that circle left by the quarter. All right, so that's the bounce one right hand. The bounce one in the left hand traditional grip now, it's a little different. Of course, the grip is different. The hand is in the closed position, which simply means the third finger and the fourth finger, the two fingers under the stick, are pressed lightly yet securely against the palm. They don't leave the palm. The first and second finger are above the stick in a relaxed, naturally curved profile. The stick is seated firmly in the grip, which is at the base of the index finger and the thumb. There's two bones down there, and if you get the stick in that pocket, the bones will kind of wrap around the stick and keep the stick secured. Start position. The hand is, or the palm of the hand is facing up. Again, I just let the stick fall to the drum, bounce itself out. When the bounce ceases, I take the index finger and slide it across the top of the stick towards my thumb. It bounces out. The first finger is extended. The fingernail is away from the thumb at its farthest point. And then I'm just going to slide the index finger, the first finger, along the top of the stick until it meets the thumb. As I'm doing that, I'm making a perfect supination pronation, or wrist turn up. So here's the exercise. 1, or bounce, and then 1. Bounce, 1. And it's very relaxed. It's not to be done fast. You can pause between each repetition. From here to here is 1 repetition, 1 complete bounce 1. And then you just repeat. Bounce, 1. Bounce, 1. Fall, lift, or drop, lift. It's very important to have the stick balanced in the hand so you get the maximum number of bounces or rebounds off the pad with the tip of the stick. And of course, avoid the shoulder or the neck of the stick catching the pad. You only want to make contact with the pad at the tip. Bounce, 1. Now you can do several of these with one hand at a time. I recommend doing one hand at a time, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, until you can feel the wrist turn, the wrist, the stick, the hand, the fingers all working in tandem with each other. Just lift and drop. And allow that index finger to slide over the top of the stick after the stick bounces itself out till it meets the palm, base of the thumb, the fatty part of the thumb, or at least as close to the thumb as possible. So when the stick is and the hand is in the up position, the position of the index finger will be pretty much, if not touching the thumb, pretty close to it. That's the bounce 1. Now you can also alternate this exercise. You do 1 complete bounce 1 with the right hand, then 1 with the left hand, and that goes like this: bounce 1, bounce 1. The feel stays the same. Feel the weight fall to the front part of the stick when you drop the stick. Let the stick bounce itself out. Always be conscious of the weight of the stick in the hand. Okay. That's the bounce 1. Any questions? Anyone? No? Okay, let's proceed then. The bounce 1, 2. Basically the same thing as the bounce 1 that I just demonstrated, previous exercise. However, there's one more position, one more step to the exercise. The start position, we'll take the right hand again. Same. The stick is held securely against the palm of the hand, against the groove. With the second, third, fourth fingers. The grip is off. I let the stick fall to the drum. Just relax the hand, let it fall. Before I lift up, however, while the hand and the stick is still in the down position, I'm going to gently lift the stick with the second, third, and fourth finger against the palm. Just like that. Now the tip of the stick should be slightly raised, angled up slightly. Freddie called this the strike position. And you're about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch off the drum. Okay, and then you make the perfect turn up. So one more time. Here's the bounce. Then I just, without turning the wrist, you see the wrist didn't move. I just gently brought the stick up against the palm, with the hand in the down position using the 3 fingers, and then I make the perfect wrist turn up. And then repeat. Bounce, 1, 2. Bounce, 1, 2. The first lift is the 1, and then the 2 is the return to the starting height. And that's all in the wrist. It's a wrist joint move. There's no forearm. There's no, sorry, injected a little bounce 1 in there. There's no finger bounces per se. It's just lift the stick, so it's gently seated against the palm, and then turn the whole hand from the wrist, the whole hand and the stick back up to the starting position. Bounce, 1, 2, bounce, 1, 2, bounce, 1, 2, bounce, 1, 2. Okay, the left hand, we start again. We start in the closed position as in the previous exercise. I'm going to let the stick relax the wrist, let the hand and the stick fall to the drum. However, this time I slide the finger, the index finger, to the thumb, and then make the wrist turn up, the perfect wrist turn up. Bounce, 1, 2. Repeat, bounce, 1, 2. Bounce, 1, 2 more times. Bounce, 1, 2. Bounce, 1, 2. So again, you can do several times with the left hand, several times with the right hand, one hand at a time. How long you do this, I wouldn't recommend you spend hours on this. This may be 5-10 minutes, maybe with each hand. Or it's just to get the feel of the stick and the hand moving together in synchronization with each other, and it will train you to make a good, technically good, if not flashy, a technically good wrist stroke. Gets the fingers and the wrist working in sync with each other. You can also alternate this exercise, one time through with the right hand, bounce, 1, 2, bounce, one time through with the left hand, 1, 2, bounce, 1, 2, bounce, 1, 2. That's basically it. It's very important to get that index finger in the left hand sliding across the top of the stick in a relaxed fashion, and of course I am sliding from the middle joint of the finger, the second joint. Just till the pad of the finger opposite the fingernail touches the thumb, if you can do that, or get as close to the thumb as possible. Don't force the finger into the thumb. If it stops just short of the thumb, that's fine, so be it. Bounce, 1, bounce, 1, 2. You'll notice on the bounce 1, 2 exercise, when I slide the finger, the hand is still in the down position. It doesn't turn upwards until after the index finger has slid across the top of the stick to meet the thumb, and then I make the perfect wrist turn up, and the stick and the hand work together. Bounce, 1, 2, wrist turn. That is basically the bounce 1 and the bounce 1, 2. Spend a few minutes on it as a warm-up exercise. If you're a beginning student, I would spend a little more time on it, and also the working with a good qualified teacher, preferably one who has studied with Freddie and knows these exercises and knows the concepts behind them. I would recommend studying with a Freddie GRUBER student, or at least if you don't have access to a Freddie GRUBER student or someone who studied with Freddie personally, someone who is well versed in the proper hand technique and the basic strokes required to play drums correctly. That's it. That's bounce 1, 2. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope this helps you. Neil Salson signing off. See you soon.